Hey beauties, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Stacy. Today's video is going to be my most repurchased makeup products video. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and click subscribe down below if you're new here. I would really love to have you as part of my little YouTube family here. Without any further ado, let's jump right on into this video. Okay guys, I have here my most repurchased products, and several of these are going to be repeats from my what's in my makeup bag video. If you saw that, you're going to see a few repeats in here because they are like my holy grail. I like to have these with me. I can count on these type of products. Anyway, let's jump right on into it. Let's start with my most repurchased primers. I bet you can all guess this if you have been watching my videos on the regular. Benefit Professional. I love this primer. It is so smoothing and it does blur my pores. It doesn't make my pores disappear. I haven't found anything yet that does. So if you know of anything that does, please leave it in a comment down below and share it with me because I would love to find something that would make these huge pores disappear. This is probably my third tube of this. And then another one I really like is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. This is the pore minimizing one. I do really like this primer. This is the second one, I believe, of this primer that I have had. I use several different primers on the regular so I don't burn through them really fast, and with primers you just need a little bit anyway. A little goes a long way with most primers, so I don't go through them really fast. And like I said, I have several that I use depending on what foundation I'm going to be putting on top of it. But these two are two of my very favorites. And then for foundations, I love the It Cosmetics CC Plus Cream. This is such a good everyday foundation. It has good coverage. It doesn't make my face look cakey. I would say if you have oily skin, this is probably not going to be a great foundation for you because it is very dewy. And this is probably my third tube of this as well. And then I believe this is my second bottle of this foundation, which is the Revlon Color Stay. It is the 24-hour foundation for normal to dry skin. This foundation holds up so well on my skin. I can count on this foundation from sunrise to sundown. And like I said with the primers, I don't burn through foundations because I have several that I use on different occasions depending on what look I'm going for, more natural everyday look or more full coverage look. But those are my two favorites, this one for everyday and this one for more full coverage looks. Two favorites right there. Then my favorite concealer that I have repurchased several times is the NARS Radiant Creamy. This is in Chantilly or Chantilly, not exactly sure how you pronounce it, but I love this one. If you've been watching my videos, you've heard me talk about it several times. I love it because I find it to be radiant and creamy, just like its name, and it doesn't make my under eyes look really dry and crepey. It doesn't emphasize the lines around my eyes, so really love that one. My favorite and most repurchased setting powder is the Laura Mercier Loose Translucent Setting Powder. This stuff is so good for under my eyes. I don't find that this makes my under eyes look dry, crepey. I don't find that it emphasizes the lines around my eyes, and it just makes the skin under my eyes feel so smooth when I use this, which is often. Next is my Maybelline Better Skin Super Stay Powder Foundation. I have it in the shade 10, which I do believe is the lightest shade. As you can see, I've hit pan on it. and I have 2 backups of this powder. That's how much I love this. I think this is probably my most repurchased product of all time because I use this almost every time that I set my makeup. I use it to set my face. I don't use it to set under my eyes because it is colored and it is actually a little tad bit dark for my complexion. So I just use this to set my cheeks in places that I want to set. I don't always set my forehead, but I do almost always set my cheek area, especially in where I'm going to blend out my bronzer and blush and stuff. And this is like my favorite. Love this. I've probably had 9 or 10, 12, I don't know, a lot of these. For brow products, my most repurchased tinted brow gel would have to be the Essence Make Me Brow. This stuff is so good and so inexpensive. I cannot rave about this enough. It is really, really good. This is probably the 4th tube, maybe 5th tube I've had of this. It's not a very large tube, as you can see, so if you use it every day, you will go through it pretty quickly. I don't use it every day, but I do use it a lot. My most repurchased eyeshadow base would definitely be the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. I have went through 2 or 3 of these. And that's what it looks like on the inside. This one is the Painterly. I know a lot of people use the Soft Ochre, which is more yellow, but this one works better with my skin tone. And it is such a great eye base. It doesn't crease on me. I know some people that have really, really oily eyelids say that even this will crease on them, but it does not crease on me at all. It will keep my eyeshadows on and in place all day, probably all night, probably all day the next day. I've never tested that out, but my eyeshadow does not move at all or fade at all when I have on my Painterly Paint Pot by MAC. So love it. My most repurchased liquid liner would have to be the NYX Matte Eyeliner. This is just so easy to work with. I find liquid eyeliners a little hard to work with, and this one is just so easy to work with. I really, really love this. This is probably my 4th or 5th one of these. I really love it. And here's another one that I'm sure you can guess if you've been watching my channel regularly. It is the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara. I could not even tell you how many of these I've had because this has been my favorite mascara for a long time. It's got this nice thin wand. It's easy to get right up to the base of your lashes. It's easy to get your lower lashes without making a mess on your lower lash line. I just really like this mascara. My most repurchased lip liner would have to be the Revlon Color Stay lip liner in Natural. It is so nice, so creamy, but not overly creamy. So easy to get a nice precise line with these lip liners, and I just really like this shade. It's really good. I've probably had 5 or 6 of these, a lot. My most repurchased lipstick would have to be the Revlon lipstick in the shade 671 Mink. That's what it looks like on my hand, and it goes so well with this lip liner. They're almost the same color, so I really, really love this lip combo. I have had at least 3 or 4 of this lipstick in Mink by Revlon. And that's it, guys. Those are my most repurchased makeup products. I really, really love all of these products. Most of these are products that I have been loving for a long time. So yeah, I really hope that you all enjoyed this video. And if you did, please be sure and give it a thumbs up for me. That really does help support my channel, and I do really, really appreciate it. And go ahead and click subscribe down below if you have not already. I would really appreciate that as well. And I would really love to have you as part of my little YouTube family here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at ASK Beauty and More. I will have those linked in the description bar down below. That's going to be all for this one, guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye.